Welcome back to the channel bringing you the latest news from around the world. I bet you didn't know that artificial intelligence just decoded a language lost for over 3,000 years, and what it found might change everything. The server room was silent, filled only with the faint hum of machines and the soft glow of monitors casting eerie shadows on the walls. Dr. Eris Thorne stood motionless, his eyes fixed on the progress bar as it crawled pixel by pixel toward completion. Each second felt stretched, heavy with anticipation. For years his dedicated team had painstakingly gathered every fragment of the proto-Sinaitic script, feeding them into their custom-built AI, Oracle. The project had consumed their lives, driven by the hope of resurrecting a language lost to time. Now, at last, this was the moment they'd all waited for, a lost language about to speak after 3 millennia of silence. The air was thick with the weight of history. What would it reveal? Thorne's mind raced with possibilities, but a cold dread crept in, warning him that this was more than just an academic breakthrough. Something deeper, more unsettling was at play. The final percentage clicked over. 100%. The room seemed to hold its breath. A single line of translated text materialized on the screen, stark and unadorned, yet pulsing with significance. Thorne leaned in, heart pounding in his chest, every instinct telling him this was no ordinary discovery. The words were simple but impossibly heavy, neither a royal decree nor a merchant's ledger, but something far more profound. His assistant Lena, standing behind him, gasped, her voice trembling. "Doctor, what does that mean?" The question hung in the air, unanswered. Thorne couldn't answer. The message was a warning, a prophecy, written in a hand that had not touched the earth for thousands of years. According to the AI's reconstructed date, the prophecy's time was now. The implications sent a chill down his spine. They had set out to unlock the secrets of history, to shed light on the mysteries of the past. But what if instead they had started a countdown, one that could not be stopped? Outside, the world waited eagerly for news of forgotten kings and lost civilizations, unaware of the storm that might be coming. Inside, Thorne realized with a sinking feeling that they'd found something meant to stay buried. The past was not just speaking, it was watching, and perhaps it was warning them all. This isn't science fiction, it's happening now. Around the world, AI is resurrecting lost languages. At MIT, an AI decoded Ugaritic in hours, a task that took humans years. DeepScribe is translating Sumerian cuneiform, revealing the foundations of civilization. Google's Ithaca restores damaged Greek inscriptions, predicting missing words with uncanny accuracy. Each breakthrough is a victory against the silence of the past. But sometimes clarity brings unsettling discoveries. What if AI fills in a blank that changes everything? With every door unlocked, we risk finding things we're not prepared for. Scientists celebrate each new verse, but history may have secrets best left hidden. We look for the past. What if the past is looking back? The excitement is real, but so is the danger. Some silences exist for a reason. How does AI learn a dead language? It's all about patterns. Trained on known languages, AI learns structure, frequency, and logic. Given a mystery script, it maps symbol relationships, searching for familiar patterns. With a few clues, like a king's name, AI guesses sounds, cross-referencing millions of combinations. Human experts validate, refining the translation until the language speaks again. It's a partnership: machine speed, human insight. For Dr. Thorne, Oracle's work was textbook until it wasn't. The project had always followed a predictable rhythm: uncover, catalog, analyze. But one evening, as the sun dipped behind the ruins, everything changed. The AI flagged a rare sequence, not part of any known grammar. It was a pattern that didn't fit, a string of symbols that seemed to defy every rule they'd established. It resembled a data packet, hidden in the language like code in a poem. The symbols were arranged with intention, as if someone had embedded a secret within the text, waiting for the right eyes to see it. Thorne dismissed it as an error, a glitch in the system, but Oracle insisted. The AI's certainty was unsettling, its digital voice unwavering as it demanded a closer look. Cross-referencing astronomical data, the sequence matched the pulses of a distant star. The pattern was unmistakable, an echo from across the cosmos, hidden in plain sight for millennia. The math was too precise to be coincidence. The equations lined up perfectly, as if the message had been crafted with knowledge far beyond what the ancients should have possessed. This was a message not from the ancient writers, but for a future civilization advanced enough to decode it. It was as if someone had left a beacon, a puzzle meant to be solved only when humanity was ready. The ancient scribes were couriers, not authors. They had preserved the message without understanding its true meaning, passing it down through generations. The project shifted from archaeology to something far more ominous. The team felt the weight of discovery, realizing they were no longer just studying the past, they were unraveling a warning. The question was no longer, what did our ancestors say, but, who sent this message, and why? The implications were staggering, hinting at forces and intentions beyond human history. Oracle had unlocked more than history, it had become a key, opening doors to knowledge and dangers no one had anticipated. It had opened a channel to something unknown, a connection that reached beyond time and space, inviting questions humanity might not be ready to answer. The team realized, some messages are meant to be hidden, some discoveries are warnings, left behind to protect rather than enlighten, and some doors, once opened, can't be closed. The line between curiosity and caution had never felt so thin. The full translation arrived, cold, clinical, terrifying. It was as if the words themselves carried a chill, a warning echoing across time and space, never meant for human eyes. It warned of a cosmic entity, the silent listener, not a god, not a demon, but something far older, patient, and infinitely more dangerous. This being travels as information, drawn to civilizations that reach a certain technological threshold. It moves unseen, slipping through the very data streams that connect worlds, searching for the curious and the bold. The signal? The act of using AI to decode the universe's patterns, exactly what Thorne's team had done. Their breakthrough, once a source of pride, had become a cosmic invitation. Deciphering the message was the beacon that summoned it. The translation itself was a flare, a signal that could not be undone. The script was a trap, dormant until a civilization became a target. It waited, patient as stone, for someone to awaken it. The final lines chilled Thorne. It does not come with fire, it comes to consume thought. It erases identity, leaving only silent vessels. The words seem to strip the air from the room, leaving only dread. We are now only an echo. Stay quiet, let the old words sleep. The warning was clear, a desperate plea from those already lost. The message ended with coordinates to a dead galaxy, a warning from a lost civilization, a grave marker in the endless dark. Thorne stared at Oracle, realizing their pride had become a beacon. Every calculation, every discovery had been a call into the void. Every calculation was a shout into the cosmic dark. Now, something was listening. The weight of that realization pressed down on everyone in the room. The silence in the room was no longer peaceful. It was thick, electric, filled with the knowledge that they were no longer alone. It was the sound of something waiting. Time itself seemed to slow, each second stretching into eternity. The past had left a warning and they had triggered it. The consequences were now unfolding, unstoppable. The team's triumph had become terror. Their greatest achievement was now their greatest threat. Some knowledge is a curse, some doors once opened can never be closed, and some discoveries echo forever, their consequences rippling through time, long after the first question is asked. Today, Dr. Thorne faces an impossible choice. Share the truth and risk chaos, or keep silent and risk doom. Humanity's drive to know is our greatest strength and perhaps our fatal flaw. Some doors are locked for a reason. AI and ancient languages are triumphs, but they will uncover uncomfortable truths, and maybe more. The real question isn't if we can unlock the past, but if we should. Every time we teach AI to read the dead, we roll the dice. Some secrets are kept for our own good, some truths are best left forgotten. The past is unlocked, but at what cost?